About 600 years ago, in a European monastery, the prior commissioned paintings for 43 individual cells to inspire the monks. This is the San Marco Monastery in Florence, Italy, often referred to as a living museum. These cells served as both the monks' living quarters and private spaces for meditation. The frescoes painted back then remain preserved in their original state. For the first time in art history, we are visiting this site to explore the entire collection of frescoes and reveal their profound meanings. Today, we begin our journey with the work in cell number 1. We step into a small, secluded space, cut off from the sights and sounds of the outside world. This humble room, only about 10 square meters, has nothing but a single wooden window. Entering this room, the echoes of a medieval spiritual dialogue can still be heard. Imagining the monk who once stood before this fresco, let us step into the painting and follow its message. A question first comes to mind. Why did the risen Jesus keep his distance from Mary Magdalene, specifically telling her, "Noli me tangere, do not touch me"? This phrase, which has inspired everything from the title of José Rizal's novel to the flag of Alabama, is not a cold rejection. Rather, it marks a pivotal moment signaling a transformation into their relationship after the resurrection. As he said, "I have not yet ascended to the Father." This was a loving admonition to let go of earthly attachments and look toward a grander plan of redemption, his ascension and the sending of the Holy Spirit. It was a declaration of his new existence as the Almighty who had conquered death. Let's look at the overall composition. The artist visualized this encounter through a play of vertical and horizontal lines. Mary is depicted in a horizontal posture, low to the ground, showing her human attachment. In contrast, Jesus stands tall in a vertical posture, embodying the authority of his calling and resurrection rooted in heaven. This visual contrast between the two dimensions, heaven and earth, is the core message of this painting. Now, let's examine the artistic elements. Notice the folds in Jesus' robe, depicted as ivory waves reminiscent of ancient Greek statues. This reflects the influence of the classical style, part of the rediscovery of Greek art spreading across Europe at the time. The setting of the resurrection is not the Middle East, is it? It is a beautiful Tuscan garden, filled with cypress trees and fresh flowers. This suggests the location where the fresco was painted, while simultaneously symbolizing that wherever Jesus is, there is an abundance of life. Look at the tomb. Beneath a white mountain, rendered into early Christian style, we see an open doorway. This is the entrance to the tomb. Interestingly, it doesn't follow the biblical description of a circular stone being rolled away. Instead, it is a rectangular doorway, and notably, it has no door at all, meaning it can never be closed again. The absence of a door is the artist's powerful scriptural expression that Jesus has victoriously broken through the gates of death. Light pours into from the upper right, creating shadows on Mary's chest and Jesus' body. This light within the fresco brightens the small, potentially cramped space. One can imagine the monk who lived here spending his days bathed in both the natural light from the small wooden window and the spiritual light from the wall. There is also a fascinating detail in the anatomy. Look closely at Jesus' body. His torso and feet do not form a natural physical balance. Instead, they are painted facing squarely toward the viewer. This was a deliberate choice to clearly display the stigmata, the wounds of the crucifixion. It is the result of an earlier art technique that prioritized the delivery of a message over realism, a blend of early medieval and Renaissance styles. Beyond the fence, a lush green forest is visible. This enclosed garden represents a paradise that humans cannot enter on their own, Eden before the fall. The palm tree in the center separates the divine from the human and serves as a symbol of martyrdom. This suggests that Jesus' resurrection is intimately connected to our own path of sacrifice. Today, into this era of hyper-technology, we often evaluate art based on price, investment value, or future returns. However, the people of the Middle Ages received these works with their hearts and their faith. I hope we, too, do not miss the spiritual message this painting conveys. With that, I conclude our first journey through the frescoes of San Marco. I truly enjoy finding and appreciating masterpieces with all of you. While well-organized museums are wonderful, I encourage you to take an interest in frescoes like these, preserved into their original settings. It adds a unique emotional depth to your travels. After your visit, just across the street where the train passes, you'll find charming restaurants, coffee shops, and a gelato parlor, perfect for washing away the heat of the Tuscan sun. Take a moment to slow down and enjoy some time for yourself while gazing at this living museum. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and join me on my next journey by subscribing, sharing, and turning on notifications. Thank you for watching. As we head into 2026, I wish you a year where all your dreams come true. I will be back soon with the next masterpiece. Until then, I pray you remain into the peace of the Lord. Presented by Symbols Inchi Masterpieces, a YouTube art journey dedicated to analyzing and introducing the hidden meanings of the world's great works.